Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we'll be cracking open financial documents to uncover the real stories happening behind the corporate curtain. And trust me, this one has a few surprises. Today we are looking into a current report from Grayscale Litecoin Trust LTC now. Normally we dive deep into quarterly or annual reports which are packed with financial tables. But this is a special event report of Form 8K. So what is going on? Well, it seems like there is a change in how their Litecoin Trust price is being figured out. And that is a pretty big deal for anyone invested. We are going to break down exactly what this means and if it is something you should be paying attention to. Before we dive in, if you value straight up analysis of corporate filings without the fluff, smash that subscribe button. And for more in-depth discussions and to connect with other savvy investors, join our Discord community. Link in the description. So the main event here is a shift in the data sources used to determine the actual price of Litecoin for the Grayscale Trust. Think of it like this: the trust needs to know the real-time value of the Litecoin it holds. Right? To do that, it relies on an index price. This index price is calculated using data from various trading platforms where people actually buy and sell Litecoin. Now, what happened is that CoinDesk Indices Incorporated, the folks in charge of this index, decided to remove one of those trading platforms. It seems IBIT just wasn't meeting the mark anymore, failing to follow the rules set by CoinDesk for being part of this price calculation. And on top of that, they didn't add any new platforms this time around. So, what does this mean for the platforms that are still being used? For Litecoin trading against the US dollar, we're left with a shorter list of big names: Bitfinex, Bitstamp, by Robinhood, Crypto.com, Gemini, Kraken, LMAX Digital, and OKX. These are the places now contributing to finding that benchmark price. And when it comes to Litecoin trading against USDC, another type of digital dollar, the platforms are bullish: Bybit, Kraken, and OKX. It is important to note that some platforms like Kraken and OKX appear on both lists, which is pretty common. Now, here is a crucial point: the index provider isn't just making a one-time change. They explicitly state that they can change these trading venues, or even how the price is calculated. At any moment, they do have these scheduled monthly reviews where they might swap platforms in or out if they meet or fail the criteria. This means the list of platforms we just saw could change again. It highlights how dynamic and fluid the digital asset market is and how the pricing mechanisms have to adapt constantly. Now, we also see Grayscale Litecoin Trust is identified as an emerging growth company. This basically means they get to follow some slightly different, often less strict, rules when it comes to reporting to the CC. They also have the option to delay adopting new accounting standards. In this report, they've checked the box indicating they are an emerging growth company. So, putting it all together, this Form 8K filing is all about these changes to the underlying data sources for the Litecoin Trust price. It is not a financial report with revenue figures or profit and loss statements, but it is crucial because it affects the very foundation of how the trust's value is determined. If the data sources are unreliable or change drastically, it can impact the trust's performance. Looking at the broader picture here, this is a good reminder that investing in digital assets, even through a trust like Grayscale, comes with unique risks. The pricing mechanisms themselves can be subject to change, and that's something investors need to be aware of. Unlike a company with a factory or a store, the business here is largely dependent on external data providers and market sentiment. The removal of a trading platform could, in theory, lead to less accurate pricing or increased volatility if liquidity shifts. However, here, the remaining platforms are still significant players in the crypto market, so the immediate impact might be minimal. It is more about the principle of these underlying changes. What is my take on all of this? Well, Grayscale Litecoin Trust is essentially saying, hey, our method for tracking Litecoin's price just got a little bit of a tweak, and here are the new details. It is clean and transparent, which is good. The risk here isn't necessarily the change itself, but the inherent volatility and dependency on third-party platforms that come with digital assets. For investors, it reinforces the need to understand not just the asset itself, but also the infrastructure and data sources that underpin its perceived value. The long-term impact will depend on how consistently and accurately these index providers can maintain fair market pricing across the selected platforms. Alright, that is our breakdown of this specific filing. What is your take on these changes in how digital asset prices are tracked? Do you think this level of change in pricing mechanisms adds unnecessary risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribing ensures you don't miss our future deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description for even more investor discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.